Hello students, in this class we are going to study about electric generator. Electric generator. So what is meant by electric generator? Nowadays every home we are using the generators or inverters. First of all, what is the meaning of generator? Generator means it generates. What here generating? Electricity. Electric generator means it generates electricity. So electric generator will generate electricity. Okay, it generates electricity. Now, what is the definition of electric generator? Electric generator is a device. It is a device which convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So, electric generator is a device which this device converts the mechanical energy. It takes the mechanical energy, either kinetic energy or potential energy. That energy is converted into electrical energy, means current. Here mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy by the device. Next, what is the principle of electric generator? It works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. We are already studied in last class electromagnetic induction different experiments. In that all experiments, the induced current is developed when you are changing the magnetic field around the coil. Suppose I am taking, this is a coil. If you place this coil surrounding the external magnetic field, this is the magnetic field. When you place the coil in external magnetic field, it is in rotation. It is in rotation. So when it is in rotation, the magnetic field around the coil, in this coil generate induced current. Induced current will be developed in this coil. That induced current will be observed by using the galvanometer. Okay, that is electromagnetic induction. So electric generator works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. Here induced current is developed. It generates electricity. Next, construction of the electric generator. First of all, consider a coil A, B, C, D. I am taking a coil. Name of the coil is A, B, C, D. The ends of coil A and D are connected to rings R1 and R2. This is the coil ABCD in form of rectangular shape. This is the rectangular shape of coil is ABCD. ABCD. It is in form of rectangular shape. Okay. The ends of the coil A and D are connected to rings. So the end of the coil A is connected to one ring. This is the one ring. The end of the coil ABCD, D is connected to another ring. Okay. So I am taking this is the ring R1, this is ring R2. After the two rings are connected to a brush. This is the brush. These two brushes are connected to galvanometer. This is the galvanometer. This is brush B1, this is brush B2. Now this whole coil placed in external magnetic field. This is the external magnetic field having two poles, north pole and south pole. These two are poles of the magnet that we are placing external magnetic field. The magnetic field lines passing from north pole to south pole of the magnet. Here we are using the horseshoe magnets because of producing large amount of magnetic field. This is the construction of electric generator. The coil ABCD we called as the armature. We called as the armature. The ends of the coil ABCD, the ends of the coil A and D are connected to rings R1 and R2. These two rings are helps to rotate the armature either in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Next, these two rings are contact with the brush B1 and B2. Just contact with the brush B1 and B2. These two brushes are maintain the contact between two rings and galvanometer. Okay. Next, what is the use of the galvanometer? Galvanometer is the device which can use to identify the direction of flow of current. Next, the coil ABCD is placed in external magnetic fields of north and south pole of magnet. The inside of the coil I am placing a axial. What is the use of the axial? To rotate the coil in easily. Axial can be helps to rotate the coil in easy way either in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Next, the coil ABCD is called as armature. Next, the rings R1, R2 are contact with the brushes B1 and B2. These brushes are made up of with carbon metal. The purpose of the brush is maintain a contact between armature and galvanometer. The brushes B1 and B2 are connected to galvanometer for observing of current. When the galvanometer gets deflection, we will understand in this coil some current is flowing in the coil. The coil ABCD placed in external magnetic field of north and south pole as shown in figure. We will place the coil of ABCD in external magnetic field as shown in the figure. Next to working. In the beginning of this class, we are already discussed. Electric generator is a device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. For this device, we are giving mechanical energy. Mechanical energy means kinetic energy. When a body is in kinetic energy, what we are understanding? It is in rotatory motion. Rotatory motion means this coil is in rotation. If you are connected this axial rod to battery, when you switch on the battery, it will start rotation. Now working. How the electric generator is going to be working. When you rotate this coil through the axial, AB arm is moving to upward direction, CD arm will move to downward direction. Due to the magnetic field change, when the coil is rotating, here magnetic field is going to be changed. Here electromagnetic induction going to be developed. So due to this electromagnetic induction, induced current is developed in the coil. Working. When the coil starts rotating, rotation, the arm AB moves upward direction and CD arm will move downward direction like in clockwise direction. So due to change in the magnetic field surrounded by the coil, electromagnetic induction going to be take place. Due to the electromagnetic induction, induced current will be developed. Now due to magnetic field change, electromagnetic induction take place. Then induced current will be developed in the coil. Now what is the direction of the induced current? We have a rule to find the direction of the induced current. What is the name of the rule? Fleming right hand rule. Correct. Fleming right hand rule. Using that Fleming right hand rule, we can find out the direction of the induced current. How to apply the Fleming's right hand rule? First of all, stretch your right hand. Take the thumb finger. This is forefinger. This is the middle finger. I am taking here 3 fingers of right hand. First one is thumb finger. This is forefinger. This is the middle finger. Here, this thumb finger shows the direction of force or motion of a conductor. Next, this forefinger shows the direction of the magnetic field direction. Next, this middle finger shows the direction of induced current flows in a conductor. If you know the direction of motion of conductor and magnetic field direction, you can easily find the induced current direction. First of all, you can place the motion of conductor and magnetic field direction your fingers, then remaining finger, middle finger, shows the direction of the induced current. So here arm AB is moving upward direction. So arm AB is moving upward direction. So force or motion of the conductor is in upward direction. Now magnetic field is always north to south direction. So magnetic field B from north to south, left side to right side. Now I am going to apply the Fleming's right hand rule. Now I am align my fingers in the direction of the motion of conductor and magnetic field. This is the motion of conductor. So motion of the conductor, arm AB is moving upward direction, magnetic field is from left to right direction. So this is the magnetic field direction. And what about this middle finger? Shows the induced current. So AB side is moving, induced current is in upward direction. So current direction is A to B. So here induced current flows in A to B in arm AB. So this is the motion of conductor. This is the magnetic field direction from left side to right side. I am aligning motion of conductor and magnetic field fingers. The remaining finger, middle finger, shows the direction of induced current, that is A to B direction. So in arm AB, current flowing from A to B. So this is the direction of current in arm AB. So similarly, it is travel to B to C also. Now at side of CD arm CD is moving downward direction. So motion of coil is downward direction. Next, what about the magnetic field? North to south direction, same. Again I am going to apply the Fleming's right hand rule to find the direction of induced current. Now observe here, motion of conductor is downward direction. So here motion of conductor is downward direction in arm CD. So magnetic field is from left to right. There is no change in magnetic field direction. So left to right. What about the induced current? Induced current is C to D. It is traveling from C to D downward direction. So in arm AB, what is the direction of the induced current? From C to D. So current flows in arm CD, C to D. This is the direction of current. So here current travels from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to it reaches to ring R2. What we call this ring? Slip rings, because this slip ring will slip the coil, rotate the coil. So it reaches to D2 R2 ring. R2 ring is attached to the brush B2, so it travel to B2 in galvanometer. Galvanometer shows the deflection. From that deflection, what we are understanding? So here induced current is developed. That current is going to in brush B1. Next, here what is the name of the slip ring? Slip ring name is R1. So here brush B1 to slip ring R1. So here current flows from A to B, B to C, C to D. After D to R2, slip ring R2 to next B2, B2 to B1, brush B1, next B1 to slip ring R1. This is the direction of induced current in the coil while first rotation. So here observe what is the direction of induced current. B2, brush B2 to B1. Okay. Now after half rotation, what is the direction of the induced current? We will observe it. After half revolution, after every half revolution, the AB side arm will going to take place in CD. The CD arm is going to take place in AB. Okay. So this side actually AB, after half revolution here CD will come. After half rotation here will come AB. So the positions of arm AB and CD going to change their places. With respect to rings also, here AB side brush is B1, CD side brush is B2. So arm AB is connected to ring R1, arm CD is connected to ring slip ring R2. Okay. So this is the diagram after half revolution. Okay. So now here coil is rotating, again electromagnetic induction is going to take place. Due to that electromagnetic induction, induced current will be developed in the coil. Then we are going to find the direction of induced current in the coil with the help of Fleming's right hand rule. Again we are going to apply the Fleming's right hand rule in our CD. So the rotation of the coil is CD is moving upward direction, AB is moving downward direction. After half revolution, CD is moving upward direction, AB is moving downward direction. After half revolution, the arm DC will move upward direction and the arm AB will move downward direction. Due to electromagnetic induction, induced current will be developed. Induced current will be developed in coil. So induced current will be developed in the coil. For finding of induced current direction by applying of Fleming's right hand rule. How you apply the Fleming's right hand rule? Align your fingers in direction of magnetic field and motion of conductor. Remaining finger will give direction of induced current. We will observe what is the direction of induced current. After half revolution, so the arm CD will move upward direction. So this is the motion of conductor. So this is F. What about the magnetic field direction? North to south direction. There is no change from left side to right side. This is the magnetic field direction B. So this is my forefinger. Align in direction of motion of conductor. Here motion of conductor is upward direction. So aligning thumb finger in direction of motion of conductor upward direction. Here magnetic field direction north to south direction. So here magnetic field direction from left to right direction. So what about the middle finger? It shows the direction of the induced current, that is upward direction. So here current moves D to C direction. So upward direction means current in the coil flows from D to C. So here what is the correct direction? Current flows from D to C. After C to B, now at arm AB, force is acting downward direction. This is the motion of conductor in arm AB. Now again magnetic field, no change from left side to right side. So this is the direction of the magnetic field. Now I am going to find the induced current direction in arm CD. First of all, force acting downward direction. So thumb finger acting downward direction. What about the magnetic field direction? From left side to right side. So align my forefinger from left side to right side. So this is the my forefinger from left to right direction. Induced current. What about the induced current? Direction. This is my center finger. This is center finger, shows the direction of the induced current downward direction. So here current flows from B to A. This is my current direction. So it shows from B to A. So here current direction is downward direction from B to A. So here observe what is the induced current direction. Induced current direction D to C, C to B, B to A. D to C, C to B, B to A. After C to, it travel from R1 ring, R1 slip ring, R1, R1 to, it reaches to B1, brush B1, B1 to galvanometer, through the galvanometer it reaches to brush B2, brush B2, it is connected with slip ring R2. So here what is the direction of the induced current? From B1 to B2. In previous case B2 to B1. But after half rotation, the current direction B1 to B2 is going to change or not. So the every half revolution the direction of the induced current is going to change. For every half revolution the direction of induced current is going to change. So polarity of current is changed. This generator is called AC generator. AC generator means alternative current generator. Alternative means half of the cycle it gives one polarity, remaining half of the cycle it gives different polarity. So alternative, every half revolution the polarity of the current is going to change. That's why we called as this is AC generator. This type of generator we called as the AC generator. Now observe here, in case of AC generator, why the current direction is going to be changed? Observe here, which type of rings are we are using? Slip rings. Slip ring type commutator we are used in AC generator. That's why polarity of current is going to be changed. In AC generator we are used slip ring type commutator, so that every half revolution the current direction is going to be changed. That's why we called as alternative current generator. If suppose I am replacing, in case of slip rings I am using split rings, or we called as the semicircular rings. I am going to replacing, in case of slip rings, split rings, or we called as the semicircular rings. What are going to be changed in the generator? Now the end of the coil ABCD I am going to connect or semicircular ring. This is the one semicircular ring. Next, another end of the coil is also I am connecting another split ring. We called as the split rings. Split rings are we called as the semicircular rings. These are in form of semicirculars. So these two semicircular rings are connected to brushes B1 and B2. This is the brush B1, B2. Again these brushes are connected to galvanometer to find the direction of current. Now what we are doing here, just change the commutator. In case of AC generator we are using slip rings. Now we are using the split rings. Split ring type commutator. Okay. So the name of the split ring is R1. This name of the split ring is R2. Okay. So first, when the coil starts rotating, in this coil electromagnetic induction going to be take place. Next, induced current will be developed in the coil. So When coil is starts rotating, the arm AB is moving upward direction and the arm CD is going to move downward direction. The arm AB moves upward direction and CD will move downward direction due to electromagnetic induction. Induced current will be developed. Okay, otherwise if you are not changing the magnetic field, electromagnetic induction is not going to be takes place. Okay, if electromagnetic induction is not going to take place, induced current is also not developed. To find the direction of induced current by applying of Fleming's right hand rule. Okay, so align your thumb finger and forefinger in direction of the motion of conductor and magnetic field direction. The arm AB is moving upward direction. Here magnetic field direction is north to south, from left to right. This is the direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of the motion of conductor. Now I am going to find the induced current in the arm AB. So align your thumb finger in direction of motion of conductor. Next to align your forefinger in direction of the magnetic field. So from left to right direction. So from left to right direction, this is the direction of the magnetic field. This is the direction of the motion of conductor. Next to the middle finger shows the direction of the induced current, that is upward direction. So here current flows from A to B direction, because it moving upward direction. Here current flows from A to B. So here current direction is A to B direction. This is the direction of the current. Next to it travel from B to C. Next to the arm CD will moving downward direction. Next to magnetic field from left to right direction. What about the induced current direction? Again I am going to use the Fleming's right hand rule in arm CD. So align your thumb finger in direction of the motion of conductor is in downward direction. This is my thumb finger placing downward direction. Next forefinger in direction of magnetic field from left to right direction. What about the center finger? Center finger shows the direction of the induced current, that is from C to D. This is the direction of the induced current, C to D. So here current flows from C to D. So current flows from C to D direction. This is the direction of current. So here induced current direction A to B, B to C, C to D. After D to it reaches to split ring R2, R2 to brush B2, B2 to galvanometer, through the galvanometer it reaches to brush B1, B1 to split ring R1. This is the direction of the induced current in the coil. So here direction of the current is B2 to B1. Okay. So now after half revolution, what happened? The arms are going to be changed. In case of AB arm, it will move to CD arm. The CD arm will move to AB arm. Okay. Here the arm AB going to take place DC. The side of AB will move to side of DC. So here AB. Here which type of commutator is used? Split rings. The specialty of the split rings are going to change their places. So actual in arm AB is connected to split ring is R1, but during the rotation it will connected to split ring R2. During the rotation the CD is connected to split ring R1. So first of all AB is connected to split ring R1. During the rotation it will connected to R2. Next during the rotation CD will connected to R1. The split ring positions are going to be changed, but here brushes are stationary. This side is B1, this side brush name is B2. Okay. Now after half revolution, the arm CD will move upward direction, the arm AB will move downward direction. Okay. So the arm CD will move upward direction, the arm AB will move downward direction. Here magnetic field is this direction, here magnetic field is also this direction. So by using Fleming's right hand rule, we can easily find the induced current direction. Okay. So here induced current direction by using the Fleming's right hand rule. This is the thumb finger in the direction of the motion of conductor. Next place the forefinger in direction of magnetic field direction from left to right direction. So this is the forefinger from left to right direction. Next align your center finger in the direction of the induced current, that is upward direction. So current flows from D to C. So here current flows from D to C, that is upward direction. It will moves C to D. And also here in arm AB, motion of conductor is downward direction. Place your thumb finger downward direction. Next align your forefinger is in direction of magnetic field direction from left to right direction. It shows the direction of the induced current is downward direction. So the direction of the induced current is B to A. So current flows from B to A downward direction. This is the direction of the current. Okay. So after half revolution, induced current direction is D to C, C to B, B to A. After it reaches to split ring R2. Okay. R2 to from B2 to galvanometer, galvanometer to B1, brush B1, B1 to split ring R1. So here direction of the current is B2 to B1. In previous case, the direction of induced current is B2 to B1. After half revolution, the induced current direction will never changes. Before the induced current is also B2, B1. After half revolution, the direction of induced current is from B to B1. So here direction of the induced current is not going to change. So here current has only one direction, it has only one polarity. So here current has only unidirection. Here after half revolution, the direction of is not changed. So current have unidirection, means one direction. It has only one polarity or single polarity. So this type of generator is called DC generator. DC generator means direct current generator. Here the direction of the current is not going to be changed. That's why the direction of current is direct. It is travel in single direction. So this type of generator we called as the DC generator. Why it is going to be happen in this type of generator? In case of DC generator, we are used splittering type commutator. That's why current direction is not going to be changed. That's why it is called DC generator. Basically electric generators are mainly two types, AC generator and DC generator. If polarity of current is going to be changed for every half revolution, the type of generator is called as the alternative current generator. If the polarity of current not going to be changed, the type of generator we called as the direct current generator. Depending on the production of the current, we use such type of generator. To produce the alternative current, we are using the AC generator. To produce the direct current, we are using the DC generator. Okay. But here one thing, AC current will be not possible to store, but direct current will be possible to store in batteries. That is the one more point about the alternative and direct current. Generally in exams they are asking explain about DC generator or explain about AC generator. Whatever it may be, principle and function both are same, but definition of AC and DC generator are different. So you can change their definition while writing in exam. We will meet in next session.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.